Hello, my loves. How are you? I'm really happy to be here with you. I'm going to be shuffling cards and prepping them while we chit chat. So I did a little poll in the community tab. So on YouTube, if you go under the community tab is where I'll post things or announcements or take a poll and see what kinds of readings you want, all that good stuff. So you guys said you wanted a message from your higher self. So that is what I'm going to do here. And if you are returning, welcome. Thank you for being a part of this community. I love you so much. I know you know that, but I like to tell you. And if you are brand new, welcome. My intention with these readings always is to focus on you and to empower you, right? I think sometimes with tarot, it can turn into like gossip or focusing too much on problems. And, you know, I teach manifestation, and manifestation is all about you being in your power, right? So that's always my intention behind the readings. So we're just going to see what your higher self has for you message wise based off of where you are on your journey. And I have just added personal readings. I have not opened up personal readings in a couple of years, so I'm really excited to be offering those for you. That will be linked down in the description box below, along with the other ways to connect with me. So I've been really active on TikTok. I've been loving that. I feel like I found my soul tribe on TikTok. I'm really happy with that. So I've been enjoying that. I would say I'm the most active there. And there's also Instagram if you want to connect with me there. And I also have a Facebook group as well. Let me think, what else would I like to share with you while I finish shuffling here? Self-paced programs are also linked down below. I have 2 master classes at the moment and 3 self-paced programs, or sorry, 4. Manifestation Mastery was my last one I just created, and I have 2 more in the works. So when they are ready, I will let you know. I actually was filming one today, so all this energy all of a sudden. So I think that's it for the announcements, guys. So just take a moment to ground in. Take a nice deep breath in, really get into your body, really just connect. Give yourself this time, you know. I know so often, you know, it's easy to be like, have YouTube playing and then like on Facebook and doing other things, but maybe if it feels right, you know, you just give yourself this time to really just sit and receive. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Let's see. What do we need to hear? I'm hearing stillness, so probably makes sense why I was suggesting maybe just being really present. Yeah, I'm hearing stillness. Oh, let's see what just came out. Let yourself receive. Oh my God, this has been a theme. Guys, literally the program I just was recording and it will be launched soon. So depending on when you're finding this, it may already be launched. It's Receive. That's the name of the program. It's all about healing your relationship with your feminine energy. This has come up in so many of the readings, which is, and as I was channeling this course and I was like, wow, okay, I guess people really need this. And then time to move on. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so new can come in. What I'm getting is perhaps for some of you, it's letting go of old ways of being so that you can really receive, right? So if you're someone who identifies heavily, oh, and right under that, tranquility. I'm getting that some of you may be workaholics. You know, overworking can be a trauma response. I did that for many years. It was like because I didn't trust that I would be provided for. You know, I was out on my own from a very young age. Did not have a good provider growing up, you know, like was shamed for not wanting to work. So I had, you know, when I got out in the world, I felt like I had something to prove, and it was just like toxic as fuck, you know, and I burnt out quickly. So, and this is something that I see. This is also why I felt really called to do that course, because this is something I see just going on in the world right now. And I think it's no coincidence that like everyone was forced to stay home and like take time off work. Like people are burnt out, people are unfulfilled, and that's going to happen anytime we're imbalanced with our energies. So really, so the divine feminine's making a huge comeback right now, and whether you're male or female, whether you primarily express masculine or feminine energy. It doesn't matter. We need to have both healed and balanced. And as you work on healing one, it naturally balances the other, right? Obviously, we can be intentional with both, but it will. So very excited to be sharing that with you soon, because this was something I really, really had to learn. This was a huge part of my journey, and it's a huge theme with my one-on-one clients is, you know, even for those of us who identify very strongly as feminine, this is not what we've been taught, right? We're in this masculine driven society that really glorifies the hustle and struggle, and like, yes, there's obviously, we need to take action. That's a beautiful thing. Masculine energy is wonderful, you know, we need that too, but really when it comes to fulfillment and receiving, we need to be in feminine energy. So let's see what we have. We have here patience. It says, now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Yeah, being still, learning, going within. This is orange, so it's speaking to me sacral chakra, which is all about, it's the feminine center, and it's all about pleasure and joy and your feeling, right? Akasha, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. Seraphina, I am the angel of families. A happy addition is coming into your family. Okay, so this can be children, this can be pets, but this also can be just like something new. What I'm getting with this together, I'm getting that you're being called to like really take care of yourself and really go within and ask yourself, what's going to make me feel more happy? I'm getting that for many people, this is going to be a career, right? It could be a whole career change where maybe you're feeling called to step into like a spiritual leadership position. And that's like the new that you're going to be birthing into the world, right? But you know, you're going to need to go within to do that. And we can't really tap into our inner guidance if we're just going the whole time. I'm also, and you know, it may not be like a full career change. It could just be changing the way you're doing something. And again, apply this however it fits, right? This could be in your relationships, in your health, like what's not working, like where do you need to receive more? It says here, allow others to give you loving care, receive without guilt or apologies. There's some old cycle that's not working that needs to be, I'm hearing integration. So it's like, this may be something you know, but you're not quite sure how it's going to all like fit together, right? And they're saying to be patient. Maybe you do want to study and learn from someone, or maybe you want to turn within and learn from yourself more, okay? And really just see what's happening. This is like crown chakra for me. So it's like the divine's trying to send you messages, but you need to be open to receive it. I want to pull from This is the Journey of Love by Alona Fairchild. See if I can get one or two out of here. And I might run and grab another deck. Let's see. I'm really getting this as career, or like your work or your money. I think it's very clear it's career. I would love to hear how this resonates down in the comments below. Let me know. Are you changing careers? Are you doing something that's going to be more fulfilling for you? Something maybe like with the spiritual arts? Are you going to like helping others in some way? Or are you just wanting to maybe change the way you work? We have fire and ice and the breaking. It's so interesting. They look very similar. This is so much what I'm picking up intuitively. I'm going to read these ones from the book. I'm getting it has a lot to do with balancing your masculine and feminine energies. I really can't help but notice the breaking. It kind of, to me, feels like we talked about burnout. Like there's something that you realize like isn't serving you anymore. Polarity. We have under here Angel Jupiter, awaken, intimacy. Okay. These both are screaming feminine energy to me. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right? So awakening to how do you want to expand? This is like huge heart chakra energy. You see the green? It's like, and feminine energy is about expansion and growth, right? And so much of why we don't feel safe to be in our feminine energy is like wounding around our hearts, right? And that naturally will show up as a fear of intimacy. There's something within you, and do you see how the intimacy, how this really looks like, how these cards are all kind of like the pinks and purples? There's something that really wants to be birthed through you, something that you've been getting messages from your higher self from. And it's funny that this reading is like the message from your higher self, something that you've been feeling intuitively that you want to change. And it could be, maybe you want to settle down, maybe you want love, maybe you want to have a family, maybe you want a new home, maybe you want to take your career in a new direction. Whatever it is, it's something that's going to bring you peace. It's something that's going to bring a greater sense of intimacy in your life. This can be intimacy with a partner, right? This can also be intimacy with yourself. We have to learn how to be intimate with ourselves before we can really experience that with another. Okay? And this is screaming to me feminine energy wanting to be balanced with the masculine. Balancing polarities. Yeah. Okay, let me read these last three from the book and see. What other messages come through. This book is really beautiful. Okay, let's read the breaking first. It says, you are breaking apart. You may not understand it at all. There is not so much to be understood, but the simplicity doesn't mean that it's easy to endure. You may worry that you are going too far, that you may not recover or ever come back together again. But what can you do? Can you hold back the divine love that calls you, that lures you to becoming all that you are, to remembering your divine nature? Well, you could try, but for what purpose? Temporary rest before the storm at best. So take the rest if you need it, then dive into the storm. Let yourself be brokenhearted. Yeah, opening your heart. Brokenhearted by the divine, so that you can become your truth, become all that you are meant to be. It is better to have the heart broken so that it grows than to be brokenhearted by thinking that you must protect yourself from love. Oh my God, I talk about this all the time. You know how we build up heart walls around our heart thinking it keeps us safe, but it blocks us from our truest self-expression. It's no coincidence I'm wearing green. I just realized that. Yeah, and it blocks good from coming in, and it blocks the expansion. Your natural, like, being two in the masculine energy will want to like try to hold on to things and like make sure it makes sense and fits a formula and we understand it logically. And feminine energy is like the complete opposite of that, right? It's like chaotic sometimes, but in the best way. Like, and you obviously want to balance it with your masculine. You don't want to be all over the place, but like this is calling for you to like sit in the not knowing. Let the divine crack you open, right? For those of you who are feeling that maybe you have a higher purpose as it pertains to your career, or you just want to do it in a more meaningful way, you know, the world needs you open, right? Because the world needs to see the real you. There's like a part of you that wants to be expressed, that wants to be born, that you've been holding back. Let me finish reading the card. This oracle brings compassionate guidance that no matter what sadness or anger, despair or frustration you may feel, you are being pulled apart not by dark forces, but by the loving embrace of the divine, as it strips you of that which would keep you from your divine realization. Time to move on and divine life mission. Let go and break. It's going to be the making of you. Yeah. And, you know, it may not be full on like you're called to like, you know, maybe you resonate as a light worker, maybe you don't. There's just something that your higher self is asking you to release because there's something more true to you that wants to come forth. And it has something to do with intimacy and peace and like really what's going to make you feel fulfilled. Okay. This definitely could be if you're someone who works too much, like how are you going to be able to have the content, like the happy home life if you're like never there, you know, like, and this is coming from someone who had a father who was always absent, you know, like it's like, what are you working so hard for, right? Like, what's the point if you don't have time to really receive, right? That feminine energy is that nurturing energy. And trust me, I know that we think it's not safe to take a step back, but like that feminine energy is what will like make things explode in your life. It will make it grow. So it's like the biggest cock block when we just like work because we think that's the only way to get things done. Like, no, man, that's not it. And I think you're realizing that. Okay, let me read Fire and Ice. I'm excited for you because this is something big. This is going to be like that. I feel like for you, there's like, you may have accomplished a lot of things, but there's this thing that always seems like it eludes you. This thing that always seems like it's missing. And your soul is like, I have the key, but you need to trust me. How open can you be, right? Being open requires being vulnerable. And in order to feel safe being vulnerable, we have to look at our trust issues, right? Which again, will be like probably likely the healing of the heart. Let me read Fire and Ice. You're learning to hold the tension of opposites, yep, polarity, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, right? Balancing your masculine and feminine without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. I'm covered in cold chills. This is a strong message for someone. There is passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth. To go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand at the center of pairs of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. If you were, I've just felt all of a sudden like low back pain, like out of nowhere. So that can be like money fears, right? So maybe for some of you, this is like a money, like feeling like you can't lean back because of money, but trust me, that's how you will receive more. Okay, if you are consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you are being initiated through Fire and Ice. Stay present. Be patient, present, and wait. There's nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as the divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find the sweet nectar of bliss dripping within, the fulfillment, the satisfaction. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Yeah, wanting to expand. We said that. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now you do not need to engage in it, simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you are strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of the divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision until you have a simple clarity in your heart beyond the pushing away and pulling closer. Then it is time to wait, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. Yeah, we had the patience card, like learning more, and then we had like really like your heart trying to talk to you. Sometimes it requires so much strength to like be able to sit in the not knowing, right? To the void, the feminine, the darkness, the not knowing, right? And really go within and tune into your heart. But that's going to take slowing down and being open to receive what your heart has for you. Without making this too long, I'm going to read Angel of Jupiter, Awaken, and Intimacy as well, because this is all fitting together in my mind, and I think that whoever's tuning into this really needs this. So let me read this. Okay. Beloved, within you there is magnificence, greatness, and the ability to live bolder, larger, and more exuberantly than you may have ever imagined. Awaken that keen spirit, hungry for adventure and new experience. The angel of Jupiter, the spirit of bold expansion and divine generosity, lives within you. Your spirit cannot be made small, but it must be set free. Start now. Feel the endlessness of your own heart. What can be done today to live bigger? A smile? A yes to that offer of adventure? Sharing vulnerability without fear? Taking a step forward into the unknown? Do you see how this is all tied together? Daring to imagine that the divine doesn't just happen to you, but happens through you as you. Embrace the courage of your own open heart and dare to dream, beloved. The bold divine nature within you is calling you to great things. Now is your time to awaken. This oracle holds a message of guidance for you. You are being given an opportunity that can change your life. Don't hesitate to accept it. If you are acting with more assertiveness, more generosity, more playfulness, and more spiritual authority than usual, this is confirmation that this is coming from a genuine place within you. If you're experiencing some havoc in your life or sense that things are changing, this oracle comes as an affirmation. Yes, there is change. And yes, you're outgrowing what once was. So you will be prepared to receive that which is more suited to you in your next stage of growth. Oh, this is so, I'm like covered in cold chills. This is like fitting together so well. Like, I know this maybe it's hard when it seems like the things we thought were, guys, the last year for me, I went through this, like everything crumbling away, the things that I thought were like a sure thing in my life, the things that I counted on for stability, like everything like fell apart, it like blew up in my face. And I knew intuitively that it was because it was like what I had been asking for all along. You know, all the times I prayed to my heart and was like, please, I want fulfillment, I want love, I want healing, I want to do something that I want this freedom, right? Like I had prayed for that, but it couldn't come in so long as I was holding on to the old things. And it's not a fun thing sometimes. Like this is not always easy, it's not always fun, but it's definitely rewarding. And it doesn't happen like this unless you're ready. So like we're never really going to feel ready, but when you're getting the clear signs and the clear guidance and things are falling apart and certain things are becoming really unbearable, it's like you have to just go with it. Like fighting it, like the one card said, like the breaking, like you can hold it together a little bit, like maybe you'll have like a little quiet before the storm, but the storm's going to come, so like surrender to it, right? And a lot of this is going to have to do with like creating that space to go within and really connect with your intuition and your spirit and your heart and what wants to be birthed through you, and then trusting it. Like you have to trust yourself. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read intimacy to close this out. I feel for you and I'm here for you. Like if I can offer you support in any way, like I'm happy to. So check the link below if you want to connect. But I'm excited for you because I know from my own personal experience and how I've mentored other women through this, like what lies on the other side of this is everything you've ever wanted. Yeah. And learn, if this is your first time going through something like this, like a big change when it comes to this, you know, really gather the tools, like I said here, like learning, gather as many tools as you can, learn how to be really strong within yourself and really trust yourself, because then you're going to have those tools for the next time you're ready for an expansion, because trust me, this is the nature of life, right? Growing and expanding. Yeah. Okay, intimacy. Your vulnerability is key to your growing spiritually. This is all about being vulnerable and open. Now is the time to share yourself openly, without pretense or defensiveness. Let down the barriers that have held you apart from another, from the divine, from the world, and let yourself be held by the experiences of your life without needing to defend against them. Expect nothing and be open to receiving everything. Your vulnerability is your way forward now. You are learning that you have enough strength to truly surrender. You are brave enough to allow yourself to be truly lived by the divine. The message of this oracle is that you have recently opened yourself up in new ways to meet the world and your loved ones, or are considering doing so, to share something of yourself with another. Do it. You are ready to be seen and received more than ever before. Oh my God, I feel like I want to cry again. I swear this book is like speaks to my heart, but I'm not going to cry. I'm happy and excited for you. I can see this playing out in many ways. I'm picking up strongly, like obviously career and love. And I think for many of you, like the two are connected, because like everything's connected, right? So I would love to hear in the comments below how this resonated. I really intend that this served you. I am sending you so much love, beautiful soul, wherever you are on your journey. And yeah, I'm here for you. And I'll do another poll again in the community tab asking what kind of readings you want. I'm really happy to do these for you and share this with you. This is one of my gifts and I love to give this. So I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day and I will connect with you soon. Bye.